Yeah, I'm back. We begin. Is it looking good? Hopefully, you can avoid crashing. Anyway, good morning, everyone. Just seeing if the stream's lagging. Okay, looks good. All right, where did we leave off? Good morning, Zoom. Hello, welcome. I think we're gonna give the inside edge just a little bit of an edge. Let's go. Something, maybe not. Maybe not. All right. Sorry. All right. So pretty good. Spacing looks correct. These could be a little sharper. Just a little sharp. And we'll copy over the bevel. Bada boom. Select boundary loop. Pop the menu open. Bevel weight. Bevel this one too. It does look a little sharper. Is that what we want though? Right about there. Let's need to clean that up later before we start baking things. Good morning, Corn. Hello. Good morning, everyone. All right, we left off on the scroll. I don't think I quite like how it's being wrapped right now, or maybe need to do this a little bit further. I mean, it's the same spot, just on that side. Do something else. Interesting. Hard to edit it along the loop because it'll butts with the other one. It's kind of annoying. Sculpting it is. And then for the solidify here, I wonder if we could use a displace. I do have a cast. That can sometimes work. I can't go negative. Oh, FYI, On the scroll, if it becomes a clipping issue or technical hurdle because of the size, I'm fine with reducing the size a little bit. Gotcha. Um, Clipping wise, I don't think it'll be an issue, or it won't be a big issue. Um, because it'll be like attached to your back. Should be fine. Should be fine. It may just be a little questionable on how exactly it's attached to him. I think I'm just going to go with it just floating, touching his back. Hope both of you are doing well. I am doing well. Thank you. Same to you. Just going with Sam's flow. 2:30 p.m. You know, it's kind of fun. International crowd. A little bit of an edge there. Looks good. Satisfying. Kind of breaks up the shape a little. And worldwide. Missing the chains. The chains I have hooked here. I think that works pretty well. But it doesn't look quite as official as this. So maybe we'll take these. Move them over here. Change the shrink wrap. Shrinky to this one. Morning Sky number 1. I love it. Thank you, Sky. Ooh, that's not how to rotate. Yeah, that's should work. I'm gonna go with that. And then we'll put our chain here, a little bit smaller, and we'll give it. That should be fine. Grab that. Chain. Second grab. Okay. Now it just to some. It was a little more physical that way. Okay, cool. The collar on the reference image does have a little keyhole on it. You don't necessarily need to give it depth here in this version. Put it here and increase it. Put our cursor right here. I'm gonna make plain. Very good. Yeah, we'll start with this. And then I can also make inside of it a circle. That's the whole shape, right? Can't zoom in enough. I can't zoom in enough. Yeah. So I think we're just going to kind of slap it on there. Not really gonna adjust it. We just want to mark where it's gonna be. Put it right there. give it a subdivision symbol, then a shrink wrap onto the surface here. A little bit of offset. Let's give it this color here. Eyeball. Oh, right about there. Turn this up one more level in subdivision count. 2 more levels. Cool, that's good. Clean, sharp. All right. Cast. Or well, a hook might work. Lattice is probably best. If I want to retain it, I could just apply the modifier and go in and edit it. It's still just this curve object. So put my cursor there. We'll make a lattice. This brain control for VRC, what the fuck, lol. Isn't that cool? Hey, we're in the future. Future. I want. We're getting there. I was spent a big chunk of this morning thinking about just thinking yesterday after having to walk a huge maze. Oh, of like actually not having to use your limbs for it. Two. Let's leave it at 2. Yeah, my thumb was sore. There, and there. Right, now I should be able to use a lattice mod on this one. Actually, I don't use the lattice mod that often. Is that how it works? Could gesture be used for movement? Maybe. No. Well, sort of. You'd have to probably modify your. No, wait. No, I think you'd have to change your key mapping or something. Yeah. Technically, you could use OSC, but I don't know if you can override the controller input itself. Oh, I should just use mesh deform. That makes so much sense. Okay, so I'll make a cube. Subdivision. Actually, we'll set this one to viewport wire. Then add set of lattice mesh deform to our view. Then I can say bind. And in here, create a shape key. This, which I believe will allow me to squish it. But there's nothing to squish. It's not high enough resolution on, so okay. I'd have to go to subdivision, put it up here. Rebind this. Plenty of software that allows you to grab certain keys and then have them mapped to press somewhere else. Played around with similar methods before, but using them is more annoying than just using that annoying thumbstick. Well, I mean, where is it? The EG. How much is an EEG headset? There's some streamer that uses it to move around. Open BCI. That's $400. Oh wait, look at this. This one's only. I wonder if you could use direction with just these. How good is it? That'd be cool. $200. Here we go. $30. This guy's very enthusiastic about this. He's one of us. One of us. Use a Steam VR add let you walk around with swinging your arms or stepping with your feet and full body. It's still more exertion than less, but I see the appeal. But I think some people were saying how cool it'd be to go into like a lower energy state. I was thinking, could we not set an auto move forward like with a double tap or something? And you can grab coords from your VR gear, just like you can keys if you want to. You'd have to map the gestures yourself, though. I've used a method that allowed me to make the gesture and then made a script that made it so that any movement that matched movement for at least 70% would be recognized as input. Interesting. Looks like someone's tape stuck on his face. Well, unbind, bind again. Then do our squish. So we can go even further. There's only one subdivision. I have to do at least twice. Okay, so this is enough. And then here. Okay, so I did want to talk about an idea I had. So the other day I was talking about like robotic labor, and just like getting prepped for the singularity. And since both Zoom and Corn are here, and you guys were in the singularity discussion, thought I'd take the time to rant. But I've been thinking a lot about making little wheels. So I was thinking that if we could make right here, make little wheels this guy there. This guy, like a little wheel. Like you could take two wheels and make a little platform for yourself where the two wheels contain like a motor and battery and everything to kind of move and power itself. And then you can attach things on top of it. And then that way you can start making like a little scalable army of robots that are modular. Um, most importantly, it sounds so silly to say out loud, but uh, but I do think this kind of stuff's coming. So I kind of definitely give it some seriousness on my end. But I do think that taking stuff like that seriously kind of have to. Oh, I kind of like that it's curved a little. Arm on wheel better than attached to a wall. Exactly, exactly. Because then if they're little modular platforms, like you got your two wheels, and then you can bolt on top like a little platform, or any sort of platform. Like you could have different little chassis for different tasks, but really just having a smart wheel enables a lot of interesting things. With like a gyroscope, it could twist and stuff. Prefer the larger ones, making falling less likely. Absolutely, you can make them have very wide bases. And the cool thing is it's not it's scalable in the sense that you could start with one unit and make a bunch, like the number of them. But then it also size wise, like you could have smaller wheels and larger wheels. Like I think you can take the same concept and just scale it up to different sizes, and those enable pretty good applications. For robotics that need to traverse much distance at speed, I like using three wheels, two powered wheels and one swivel wheel. Makes its turn radius way smaller. Oh, interesting. Okay. Well, perfect. I mean, that's definitely what I was thinking. Like if you have two wheels and they fall over, that would be pretty easy to happen, and might be a failure point. Um, yeah, then you could still have the same concept of two wheels on the front and one on the back to swivel, R2D2 style. But I do like the idea of like the less parts the better. So I'm a little more compelled with just like keeping it as simple as possible to start with, because I would love to make something like this. Um, but yeah, like you could have, and then what I'm thinking is like something like this right here, where you could have them like excavate pretty easily. This is my first concept, just thinking of like ants and having like a jaw on the wheel. And then I realized like, well, why not have multiple pieces? You know, make that modular. Um, but I think you don't even have to put like webcams on the wheels. You could just have like a drone or something overhead watching the space you want to have them work in. And then they can even like go and grab webcams when they need them in order to navigate certain things. Um, anyway, I think it's a pretty compelling idea. And then you can make other modular parts, like an arm that can connect multiple of them together, like this. So you could have them come together and make even larger vehicles for larger tasks or carry things and stuff. Um, but that's the plan. That's what I really would love to start making. Um, I don't know. I could see stuff like that really taking off as we can imbue more intelligence into them. I don't know if you guys just saw this morning, but GPT just got surpassed um, in terms of quality. GPT-4. Um, that's exactly the kind of stuff I'm thinking about. No, not GPT-5. Claude Opus. Cloud? Claude? Must be Claude. Claude Opus. Um, this intersects a little bit right there. Actually, no, it's because I turned the number up on the array. Just turn that down one. I'll still adjust it. Making sensory data useful is incredibly tough. The tech that is being worked on right now, where a robot can make sense of its surrounding with just one or two cameras, is groundbreaking. Yes, yes. And I mean, those kinds of papers seem to be coming out daily at this point. Like semantic sensing, depth sensing. You can even just give it depth data now. But like seeing the I think there's a lot of tasks that like if you just had wheels with shovel blades, it's like how well could they excavate a space? Like you could probably do that today. Making a wheel, one of these wheel units, all it has is a little shovel blade at the front, and it it'd take a while, but you could probably make a swarm of them and use them to excavate things like today. I think that'd be doable. Um, so just looking a little bit further down the line, maybe 6 months from now, uh, I'm interested to see what else could be possible because we already have like they're already able to have robot arms basically do exactly what you're describing there. I think that's going to be a pretty uh, solved solution soon. It's probably a solved problem pretty soon. That's good. I'm okay with the rounded corner. It's kind of more papery that way. And then we'll bind. That's probably too many. IDK, I'd ask AI how to best configuration for the type of force used in tasks for the optimal configuration. Well, I think that's why I really want to start putting a lot of brain power towards these projects. Is like because we'll soon be able to bring to bear a lot more brain power in terms of AI. Like if you had 100 people armed with like whatever GPT-5 is, which we know will happen within a year, focusing on just solving any problem, like you could probably make a lot of progress, um, pretty rapidly, especially if you're able to automate any aspect of that. So I think it is worth thinking about. It's like, well, what kind of problems are worth tackling right now? It's like, okay, physical labor. So you need a shovel at 45-degree angle. So where do the legs need to be placed? Probably needs to be anchored when digging. Absolutely. And you could imagine too, like if you have that modular, they could just you could have two of like if one tool, like say the shovel module or something, needed two wheels in order to really make use of that, then you could just snap them together and start digging out another chunk. Uh, have more stability or whatever. Um, it's doable. All right, I'm just gonna waste my time on this. We're gonna turn off the subdivision. We're going to remove the solidify and that. Just mesh this right now. Go in. Got our big tube. Then we'll hit it with solidify or subdivision. And we can go to the corners. Actually, we'll just say boundary loop and crease. Easy. Assembling bots, Autobots assemble. I'm quite excited by the idea. And I was looking up how much electric scooter motors are. Like you can get some for around $50. So it's like I think you could make a, a prototype relatively easily. Um, Not that I know much about making these kinds of things. um, but goddamn, am I compelled by the thought? I just want to, I just want to do that all day. That's the kind of stuff I want to be working on right now. Not. That's not a complaint. Just like, man, it's so. I could think about it all day if I really wanted to. I have to kind of resist the temptation. Yeah, that looks better. Right. Okay, so now we got a little scroll. And I'm going to slap a grab this here. So when are you getting your first Arduino kit, Sam? I suppose pretty soon. All these weird artifacts. It's okay though. Just hit it with a vision or everything. Get rid of this bevel. It's way too much. Or maybe after the shrink wrap. Edge loops and dissolve. And we could probably just dissolve. Select, check or deselect. Dissolve. There we go. Jumping straight into the breadboard goodness. So thoughts on Neuralink? I want it now. I want it right now. I keep thinking just about if you could download if you could upgrade yourself with extra neocortex, like that would be pragmatic. um, and that seems to be something we can actually consider very soon. Um, yeah, I just want it right away. So as of right now, he can just use the cursor on a computer with his mind, if I understand. He was also playing Mario Kart, so I would assume he has a range of inputs he can do. Um, that's at least got to be, one axis, so two inputs, button presses, trigger, so at least 4 or 5 inputs that can be recognized. And I have a feeling that number is just going to keep going up. You know what I hope for most Neuralink? That it comes with the software to create your own inputs. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, you could really just only begin to imagine the kinds of things. If I could slow down my perception of time, that's such a weird thing to say, but probably feasible, or just better memory. All about that. Like if you could learn a language within a week, what kind of things would that enable? Holy shit! But that may be I would have hoped for optical interface, so he doesn't need a screen. Then you get full dive VR lol. Well, actually, funny that you say that because Neuralink's already doing that with monkeys right now. They're curing blindness in monkeys. By the way, what's so fucking nuts to think about? It's like, hey, that's a cure for paralysis. This is a cure for blindness. It's like we're now living in a future where it's just like we're checking things off of like statuses you can recover from. Like, how cool is that? Gives me a lot of hope for the future. I'll be happy if I can do things I can already do with the keyboard and mouse, but just with my mind. It will be so much more than that so quickly. The moment you get read write access to the mind, it it'll be, it won't just be like reality. It will be better than reality. It will be on the same exponential curve of growth as technology and how cool you can make that experience. um, yeah, I mean, but you're right. Even just the baseline, being able to interface to the computer is already enough to be compelling. But I do really, if there were ways to like conceptualize things better or speed up like ability to create things, that's what really gets my goat. Should have definitely going on. I was changing it for this guy. But what I think it's just like once we're starting to improve our brains like that, what's next? I'm excited. Let me be fully immersed and make 3D models with my brain. Exactly. Absolutely compelling. It's so interesting how they feel their heads about controlling interface. It'll be so much more intuitive than that, like eventually. Especially once you start interfacing with, instead of like an operating system, but a neural network. Like that is really compelling. You know, if you're attaching your neurons to just a bank of new neurons, uninitiated neurons, you know, that move faster than your brain does. That's There's a lot that that can enable. Hello, Kai. Welcome. Absolutely compelling. It's so interesting. But good morning, Kai. We're talking about singularity stuff. Come get hyped about the singularity with me. That's all I've been talking about for the last 2 days. There will be a phase where we start hating all existing UIs, I reckon. Absolutely. Not just that, but all former operating systems too. It's like, why are we letting a company dictate what this should be? I think the squish might be just a little too much. A bit bigger. Haters gonna hate. Yeah, I think it is interesting looking at this guy who's got it the first, because he said people have already like made it clear that how disapproving they are of him getting this. I'm not sure who that is. I don't think it's family members in his case, but um, how can you argue with someone that's paralyzed? Like, oh no, you shouldn't get that. It's like, fuck you, buddy. I'm gonna get it. Screw them. I'll fight them any day. Absolutely. The normals were just kind of glowing here. I guess I could just do 2 seconds. all we need to do is just get rid of that. Perfect. And then we'll make them a little bit bigger too. Embrace the machine, send drone army. Maybe you could dev some hive mind community. Morning, Mr. Sam. Good morning, Pseudo. Mr. Pseudo, welcome. um, that's kind of the hive mind comment. So, like, more than anything, just looking at what we really should start thinking about, what are the immediate things that we should be trying to solve as a society. Once we have this tech, what are we actually going to do with it? Are we just going to let things be the same? How's Sam doing? Sam is very excited about the singularity right now. I'm almost considering it like an important form of advocacy at this point. Like, these are things we should really take seriously, in my opinion. I think we're a ways off from that. I think we're a ways off from artificial superintelligence. I think we're very close to forms of autonomy that change how the economy works. There's a large spectrum of what artificial intelligence means, and I think even the near term implications of, hey, I can teach an AI to a robot arm to grab this and put it here. That already is a game changer. Like, I think the more people begin to test these things and make applications with that kind of capability, the it's not, from in my mind, it's not about how far away are we from super intelligence, but how close are we to any form of an autonomous intelligence. Um, any form of that is game changing. Um, it has to be. I think it's by necessity. It will be necessity by inescapably. But not to come off so strong. We're already at that point, absolutely. Um, and I think we're underutilizing what opportunities present themselves from that. We're going to add a displace mod now. And that right after the, we'll do the shrink wrap. Add a vertex group. You know what? Actually, take it back. It's going to be hard to mask out these objects, but give it a shot. So I'll add these ones and this one. Go into sculpt mode. Turn off solidify and bevel. The AI program is still not great, but it's good at doing the boring stuff. Exactly. And there's a lot of boring stuff that are jobs right now. Interesting. Didn't expect it to be kind of clinging to this. That's kind of cool, actually. I like that it picks up that edge. Could be interesting to use the life already on here and use its code to our advantage. Or maybe this could be dangerous, lol. Do you mean like biological life? I don't disagree at all, and that's kind of where I'm coming with the excitement for the brain interfaces, because like, you know, if we do start altering, if we could even marginally increase our own intelligence, I think that's uh, an extremely compelling idea. Oh, that's gonna do that. To grow it by a larger chunk. Shift. Guess I could do this. Right here. There we go. And we'll hide that. And this side should be up or above it. Use nanobots and ants, like then Ant-Man comes in. Looking forward to someone solving Retopo with AI. I saw a interesting challenge. How do I get this tube? How do I sculpt this tube easily? But I did just see an interesting tweet here. So apparently, there's already text to 4D models. So text, which creates a 3D model, which creates a 4-dimensional animation of it, or it animates it over time. I don't think we're going to be using geometry as we know it right now in the future. Like what the things we're making right now probably won't be the technology that we're doing in like a full dive metaverse. Just based on how quickly that's changing. I think we will because it's the most efficient way to draw to a screen. I disagree because all of these machine learning algorithms and stuff at their core are compression. And we are already kind of on a we have two directions going where it's like we're scaling them and they're getting more efficient on the bottom. Might be right now, but perhaps it won't be. Like far future, far future, you probably won't even have an operating system. You'll just have AI on chip, and it in real time creates the programs you would need. Um, like, oh, you have this type of data you're passing me. I'll just create some sort of parser for it, and then create whatever application is needed for that kind of data. The AI would be the OS in that case. Exactly. Exactly. And I think at that point, it's probably outperforming a lot of our familiar technologies. How much GPU does our brain have? I think people have been it's not a we don't have a specific answer. Basically, hard to measure. It would come off as just guessing on my part. But if we just view, I think there's an interesting comparison. It's like you could put it in terms of GPU, but I think it's a little bit more pertinent to put it in terms of what can it do? And I think in that comparison, you find a little bit more um, way to gauge intelligence. Because my thought is like machine intelligence will probably be easier to make because you don't have all this baggage from evolution. Like how much of our brain power is devoted to stuff that actually doesn't affect our lives? Like think about anxiety. It's like how useful is that? Does a machine need that? No. Impressive thing about the human brain is not how strong our GPU is, but how well it handles and recycles data. Triangles are the simplest shape that can be represented in 3D. Sort of. Actually, technically, a sphere is. Because it's just a point in space. So you only need one. Uh, Triangles are the simplest surface that can be represented in 3D. But even beyond that, it's like I think most likely an AI system isn't going to be representing things in a 3D space like we are used to. It could just be in this machine's latent space brain, and it's just hallucinating for everything for all the end users. It's like it has a 3D space, but it's more of its internal representation. It just happens to be able to render it to us at like insane speeds where it's inconsistency. But we're not. We wouldn't even be in. You wouldn't even be playing a game as we conceive of them right now. You would just be tweaking the parameters inside a neural network, and it would hallucinate things for you on demand. The only case for any one object. Once you create a whole world, many triangles start to do the same thing as others, making the data package bloat up. I'm not gonna get too wild with this. I don't want to get to a shape victim. Do thoughts represent images in terms of geometry or dots? I mean, some people don't have internal visuals at all. Um, this is kind of a thought I was having with, or a discussion I was having with a friend, where he was saying how, like, how does the brain think? The brain just thinks in terms of input stimulation. Like, on the level of an individual neuron, things are just represented as stimulation, like excitement levels. And then, like, that's a language that neural networks will speak quite easily. Uh, but in terms of how do we usually, um, machine learning refers to like a latent space, and that's probably analogous to how our own brain uh, stores things, kind of like a 3D space, kind of a little bit different, but it's like the internal mapping of a brain, at least in machine learning. But I think it's, the more we develop that kind of stuff, the more insights we have into our own um, internals. We don't need to convert 3D environments into 2D environments. That's good. Lovely. Get some wobbliness. Not quite sure what you mean by converting. In the case for an object, once you create a whole world, many triangles start to do the same thing as others, making the data package bloat up. We don't need to convert 3D environments to 2D environments. But I think most likely there are forms of how we interface with machines will be very different, um, very soon, very quickly, very quickly. I mean, what they already have AI agents that can play Minecraft. Model sizes that are smaller than GPT-4 can go ahead and play Minecraft and get diamonds and stuff. Like, I mean, that should be a wake up call, especially for gamers. Like, autonomously going, navigating the world, and getting and achieving its tasks. We really should take these things very seriously. And hopefully, computers won't need to either. The graphics card needs to make a 3D environment, current 2D environment paint on the screen. It does this in blocks from top to bottom, left to right. And with a neural network, you can skip the 3D environment part and just be concerned with outputting pixels. Latent space to pixel. It's a little all this right there. But you consider the same thing as our eyes sending data to our brain and having it to make that an object. Imagine the implication with other life forms. We can make cats and dogs think and be more intelligent, like you play Mortal Kombat against your cat. Yeah, there's going to be some interesting laws about how do you morally uplift animals? Also, would you want to? It's like, yeah, cats and dogs are cute, but do you want to uplift ants? Like, that might be a bad idea. um, that could, then we're just, a few months away from Helldivers. Good morning, Arctic. Hello. Hello. I'll be right back, y'all. I have to run to the restroom. One moment. We're back. This is looking gross. I probably have to redo that. Okay. No, that's not that bad. Okay. Actually, it's pretty good, especially because it'll be one big object. I'm gonna throw it this way. Cover a little bit more of the object. Scroll. Yeah, that feels a little bit better. Maybe have some straps. No, it's just cloth. It's just cloth there. All right. Get the feeling I'm gonna redo that. And then for our object here, looks real weird in there. It's the end. Does it just spiral again? Wait, no, here's the end. Something got moved. Moved. That is incredibly hard to look at. Got messed up. That really bugs me. Oh yeah, something definitely got moved, or oh, I know what it was. It was the interior stuff. I see. It still looks correct though. No. But I did want to take just gonna give it like a little bit of depth. Yeah. All right, I think that looks dope. Maybe squish it in just a all right, now we need to fix the pantaloons. looks better. Leave a little gap. Yeah. Okay. That's what we'll go with. Here. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. So hello. Welcome. Good morning. How goes your day? Duplicate. Um, Can I put my cursor there? That should work. 0.6 ES. Too much. Point 6, Shift C. X. We'll push it out to the side. What's so laggy? It's so laggy. God. That's much better. I should have just. Oops. Let's do shrink wrap onto pants. Project this way. Okay. And then the solidify will just point the other way. Then space. I think we'll dissolve it a little. Select, check or deselect, dissolve edges. Still messed up in here. Ah, that's why. I see. Just was too close. The main problem with sculpting with Dyn Topo is that it keeps turning itself off when you do anything else for a split second. I've never enjoyed working with Dyn Topo. I've always struggled with it. Okay, this looks bad. Let me just delete that. And we're gonna make a plane merge at center. And we'll add a shrink wrap to surface. We'll add a subdivision. And in a second, we'll add a mirror. Now, these here. Hide this. Hide the scroll. Hide the scroll. Create topology. And... okay, there we go. Giant Topo can be useful at really early stages, like if you want snake hooks, something out to infinity. Infinite snake hook. I just could not get into the rematch workflow. Redemption just feels more natural to me. My PC doesn't agree much though. Great for snake cook tool for real. Yeah, pros and cons. Pros and cons. Um, let's add a mirror. Oh, up top. I'm sleepy today. And we'll flip the subdivision. Yes. Oh yeah, much better. Then we'll hit it with more subdivide. Bam. Okay. Now we'll just have something on the tail so it doesn't feel like such a separate object. That's great when you get to having subdivision levels, though. Then I think it breaks. Yeah, any multi-res stuff with dying topo or subdivision. No good. Balls. Item bevel crease. Okay. So now we have this object with a nicer bevel. Awesome. That should be connecting. It's a shrink wrap, of course. It's not going to let me close that. But that's probably not a problem because we're going to have the tail on always. And we have this little scarf going over it. So that should be fine. I don't think it'll be seen. There we go. I actually put a subdiv modifier on my sculpt instead of some teeth. I was box smiling. I'm surprised my PC didn't catch fire from the effort. Abandon ship. New Lorien art just dropped. Ooh, exciting. Look. Show it to me. Show it to me. Do I do that or do I do this gold? Probably the gold. Feels like it matches the vibe a bit better. What? Alright, we'll have to close up the butt there. Little tiny butt window. It's stuck to 8. Alright. I have the shrink wrap. Go ahead and apply that shrink. Awaiting on an email. I'll drop it in the Discord in a bit. Sounds good. Good. Remember, Sam, you're the only thing in between me and Phil. I'm doing my part. I'm doing my part. Are you doing your part? Okay. So now we have that. Looks good. There we go. All right. Now we should create a little bow right here. It's the next step. We're going to make a plane. We're going to hit it with the subdivision. First thing we'll make is the one of the leaves, or leaves not the right word, pointed bits. Make another one. And we'll make a box. And that's a good start. And we'll copy the material over. Bada boom. All right. All right, all right, all right. Cool. And we'll hit this one more with subdivision. Right about there. All right. And then let's hit these with a solidify as well. Going with some sculpted. Good. Let's turn up the subdivision as well. Gotcha. Look it through again. Camera Bobby. All right, that looks pretty good. I'm going to make single user object data. Okay. I'm going to apply that subdivision. Just a little bit of some, a little bit of pizzazz. First, apply the subdivision. Use a snake hook on this one. Give it a little bit of character. Wiggle, wiggle, waggle. Wiggle, waggle. All right, that looks good to me. Excuse me. That can be turned up even more. Let's go in here, grab our curve. We can turn up the resolution. Ahoy, Era. Welcome. Good morning. I think we're almost there. We just need to make the teeth and tongue now. And then fix the hat. Oh, and then the dagger. Okay, so decent amount more. Scroll probably needs a bit more work as well. Maybe a simple solution. Let's make a backup copy. Maybe we pull out the have the loop go around the horns. It's kind of charming. Lord. Lord. I like that. And with the smoothing on the edges, the solidify gets a little funky sometimes. Yeah, I like that. That looks charming. Maybe a little too pulled in on this side and have it feel like it's stretching a little instead. Looks really charming. I like that. Zoom says, "Good day, my lord." The art has been dropped. Oh. Hey, chillin', maxin', relaxin'. Yeah, I want to make these little cuts that I see here. That'd be really fun to add to the paper. Look at my boy. Look at my boy. Hello, zoom, zoom. Yeah, indents for the crystal would also be good. Crystal indents. It's a little bit different on the arms than the design I'm looking at. Mildly different. It's behaving really weird. Enough resolution. Yes. We'll hit it with subdivision one more time. Parchment has a powerful spell on it, question mark, or is it a grocery list? Definitely groceries. Ooh. So how do I make these triangles? Do I model them? It's pretty good, actually. Yeah, that's quite good. Very slow, though. So slow. All right. Decent. Now it looks a lot more like paper. I think I can even do a bit of this to kind of push pages into each other. It's not like a uniform thing. Doesn't look all too different though. Why don't I take this, and I'm actually going to set this to random. Let's do select checker deselect. Then try that again. I think that feels more like paper to me. Solidify a little bit bigger. Yeah, that feels thick paper. That paper's so thick. Oh, I see. Okay. So I want to do this. Maybe not. Let's not get too crazy. Not get too wild. Relax on that. Okay. I'll probably just mirror this thing in half so we get the exact same stuff on the other side. Got it. And we're going to search for some spots to rip. Maybe instead of crease, vector crease, we get the same issue. A little different. Actually, it is a little different. Let me turn that down. That's a little bit nicer. Okay. I like it. Yeah, that's cool. It's fun to make little torn pieces. Quite satisfying. What are those other ways we could cut this up? If I put this, we creased it a little bit more like a hole. Makes me go, holy moly. The soggy cold snap is so annoying. I want to work on sculpting, but fingy's too cold. Alright, I'm sneaking the heat on. I was at the office today, so you can't stop me. Need a little space heater. Oh yeah, this got real messy in here. Interesting. Let's take this. rows in there now. Oh. All right, yeah, that gives it so much more character. I think we'll squish it in a little too. Let's do squish it in. Make this bigger. Let's squish it too. And then we'll hit it with the, just apply the scale, but hit it with the mirror bisect. Yeah, that looks cool. Dope. Yep. Whoa. Excuse me. Thank you, Sky. Wasn't sure how I was feeling about it before, but now I like it quite a bit more. I think we'll do one more wrap around it. We'll have one more little chunk of cloth going over it, a little more tightly bound right in the middle, just to give it that final cinch. Scroll cost me 30k gold and a small castle to obtain. Oh, interesting. Yeah, is it a spell? I think Sky asked if it had a spell on it. Do that. And I'm just going to tuck the ends back under everything. That. Shrink it. This. That's a hell of a grocery list. Want to do the finger wobble thing you do, please? I'll have to add that. Finger waggle. Wow! Which is why I spent everything I had on it. Spinning parchment meaning you can write endlessly on it, and it contains every single spell, info on most known creatures, detailed world map, material plane to 7 hells, and even a large part of the Feywild. I need to mesh it. So I'm going to go mesh. Then we'll add a subdivision. They solidify. Bring this up. Actually, it's to that level. Then add a bevel. Ooh. Okay. This will be the one that we bind with. Lorian, then I need you on my team. Lorian is also a wizard, so having a spell book with every spell on it. I can't see any use for that. I would have rather had the castle. I can cast some Prism on you, Sam, and add them to my collection. Evil campaign. Morally gray. A collection of people. and a variety of creatures. Like a Hannibal level of morally gray, or there we go. Wibbly wobbly. Can't scale this. Is the hotkey for that? A little bit better. That way I can kind of round it out a bit easier. It's nicer. I'll put that before the solidify. That was my brother, Chat. Once I reached level 17, I made a point of starting to collect creatures using imprisonment. As the campaign, I paid this guy. It lasted well into the 20th level, ended up with quite the collection. That's pretty cool. What was your favorite creature to have collected then? Two of these. Awesome. Okay. Maybe a little bit too much. 1 month. And we'll just make it the same color as this leather. A man called him. He was a lazy man who was convinced he entered heaven. But now, he's in a prison. Okay, cool. I think this looks good. I'm gonna parent these to this guy. Maybe. Loads. It'll look something like this. Pretty close to this. Yep. Yep. Brian Russell looks sick, dude. Nice job. Thank you, Brian. Thank you. I appreciate that. We're getting very close to finished with our retopology here. Or sorry, our sculpting, and then we'll get to the retopology stuff. I think we just need to make the dagger and the mouth, and we're good. Was indeed a prison, but it wasn't that bad, honestly. Spell allows you to choose how to capture the creature. One of them allows you to make them tiny and put them in a gemstone. Then the gem, they had their own little island. Brain in a jar. Brain in a jar. Oh, I'm just a brain in a jar. Even got my elf on a shelf. I prefer eating them. Gemstones or islands? I need lots of meat. I hunger. Sound like a fighter. All right. Me. Okay. We'll go ahead. Can't tell because it doesn't want that. Someone found a cursed weapon. Right. I think that looks pretty good. what I'd like to do in a moment is apply subdivision, apply the solidify. So go in and collapse these, but I can't do that. We'll do the subdivision, or the solidify first. Then take our vertex creases, select similar vertex crease, crease. Yeah. Then this one we could go ahead and collapse. Oh, okay. I guess I got most of them already. Nice. Interesting. Still like for this to be this looks similar by crease level. We get that sharp edge there. That's what a warlock would say. But at least you're a mage, so you're cool. Are you poo-pooing melee classes? I feel like you're looking down on melee classes. Mainly play martials, actually. Go. Nice sharp edges. Looks good. I don't quite know what to do about these ones here, though. Don't want to have to decrease this whole edge. I guess I don't really have a choice. I want this one to collapse, though. I'll put my cursor right here. Take this. E 1.6 C0 set 0. Now it should be at the same spot as this point. Grease. Okay. All right, now we're back in business. Back in business, baby. There we go. Sure, a fighter can't delete a city. Well, you could make a lot of money, especially because people would notice you more and want your services. Well, thank you, Brian. I appreciate that. That is the hope. I've started coming out with some products, like base avatars, if you're familiar, and I'm hoping those will do well over time. It's definitely all a little bit of a struggle, you know, putting time in, seeing how things play out. Not a struggle, but challenge. Challenge, one may say. Wicked. Do I want this one to be collapsed? So, let me try that without this. There we go. And these ones would need to be decreased. Get that curve back. There we go. Sky does not lose their sorcery points when they eat fresh meat. Do you lose your magic when you don't comply? You are either a warlock or undead. Definitely some form of undead. Ooh. Oh, sorry. Get rid of the solidify on this one. Sounds like a warlock pack to me, Sky. Great old one, fathomless, and no worries, I keep a secret. I love secrets. I'm the secret guy. Both those M at center. Go ahead and increase this one. Hey! Jose Luis Blanco Urena Cha Vissel Kobe just subscribed. Thank you for the subscription. Welcome to the stream. Hello, hello. We're working on making a dagger right now. Also, I think you may have been my 900th subscriber on YouTube. $901. We just broke 900 on YouTube. Oh, also great at keeping secrets because I forget shit constantly. Does one need to be a warlock to make a pact? I think it's making a pact makes you a warlock. Right? It's like an umbrella term. uh, these ones. And then we'll do slow. But thinner. Boundary loop. Deselect these. And I think we go ahead and do select similar vertex freeze. So just crease. Then we just crease it like normal. All right. So now, gone ahead and made. Too sharp. Adjust the middle line with this. A Malefic God offered me a way out of my shackles. Does that sound good? Lorian is shackled as we speak. Don't out his kinks. Don't kink shame. Don't you bring them closer. They're here already. They've been here the whole time. Hello, Mizune. Welcome. How you doing? Welcome back. We're making a dagger. A D-gray. Has many powers, but needs blood. Got much sharper. It's way cooler. Very cool. What if we increased this level? Kind of like that. My own flourish on top of the design we have, but this will kind of give it some visual interest. Our paladin already has special bindings to smack into when I try and have fun. Not making blood offerings would be allowed. Yeah. No kink shame. Yeah. Yeah. I connect these ones. Double weight increase. That. Sam would be a bard for sure. Usually I end up playing magic users of some sort or another. There we go. Oh yeah, much better. Feels like it works with that design. Fits on top of it. Very cool. And then we'll switch this one to some metal. Metal. And we'll make these ones some sort of gem material, like a new gem material. Shiny. A little bit metallic. Oh, those are for the. There we go. Very cool. Cool. All right, now for our dagger, we have this kind of inlay on top of it, the little design right there. So to make that, we're going to take front things here. Duplicate it. Duplicate. Oh Lord. Okay. Duplicate. And give it a solidify as well. Be right. Unless he does not like someone, in which case he does not mind killing the hip. I think paladins generally reek of hypocrisy. Love the chat. I gotta go though. Enjoy lunchtime. I will, Sky. Enjoy your day, and we'll catch you soon. And I'll indent this one. Delete these two. Then I've got this, this, and these. Increase them. Increase this one. Then vertex crease this one. Move it over here. Push that around there. Set something like this. And on these ones, I can merge them, increase them, put it in the right spot. Lux is yellow. Okay, that looks cool. I really enjoyed that edge here. I wonder if we can use our bevel, switch it to just one segment, and then duplicate this. Maybe not. Let's do this normal bevel. Excuse me. Oh, goodness. Oh, thank you, Nammers. Hello. Welcome. Oh, thank you, Alvin. Hello to both of you. Welcome to the stream. Good morning. How's your guys' day going? Y'all's day going? Y'all. Yeehaw. Okay, I think we're looking pretty sharp there. No pun intended. Why? Just woke up not that long ago. Getting some hazelnut coffee. I'm jealous. Actually, we'll probably go get a refill on my coffee right now. Okay, we're gonna do bisect so I can take this bit. Doing all right. I managed to obtain an old tutorial on how to make hair cards in Blender, so I'm going to try to learn to do that. Exciting. There is a Blender add-on, which is paid. I used it a while ago in the past. It was okay, but I just don't use hair cards that often. But I'm going to link it for you just so you can see what options for hair are out there. Out there. Hey, no problem. It is a little pricey, but just depends on what you're looking to do and what you think works best for you. Oh, I had no idea there are add-ons for that. There are some good ones. Geometry nodes is getting quite good. If you have some experience with geometry nodes and you want to work with the hair, you can make hair cards decently easy. A lot of it just kind of comes down to the workflows that they have. They're very good with hair tool. Just kind of the thought process behind it's pretty valuable. Geometry are really cool. They are too cool, too powerful. New Blender version. That's exciting. I think that looks about the right size. Don't think it should be any bigger than that, at least. Pretty good. At least for now. Cool. So we got the dagger. We'll leave it on the floor for now. Okay. I think we're about ready to start retopology. Let me go ahead and just make a collection instance of the dagger. So that way I can place it and understand how it's going to fit there. I don't think I'll be able to loop it through the waistband as easily, but it will just kind of rest on the hip. so 0.8. They removed some shading stuff, improved dope sheet performance, and remade some modifiers in geometry nodes. Oh, interesting. I'm actually a little miffed with Blender when it comes to modifiers and geometry nodes. I really think like the fact that they haven't gotten those things to work together nicely, like you can't pass vertex groups through geometry nodes. It's like, oh guys, we need those. It's close. It's getting there though, and it's good to hear there's some progress. Can you follow me back? I appreciate the question, but no. Also, zoom for the shoulder pauldrons here. Do they connect to the vest or do they go around the arm? Around the arm. Gotcha. Okay, that should be pretty easy. I'm gonna rotate them, move them lower a little bit. I had the same experience with Houdini. I tried to learn Houdini in the past. It's very confusing to me. Essentially, geometry nodes, that was the entire software. There people do some amazing things in Houdini, but it's certainly it's just that problem with all software. It's like going into it, you're like you can see how people do it, and you understand when you look at it. It's like you kind of understand the thought process, but it's not intuitive. Like just there's a lot of ways that they expect you to work that you wouldn't think to do yourself by yourself. Most of Far Cry 5's game world was made in Houdini. Cool. And boom. All right, I will be right back. I'm gonna go to the restroom and refill my coffee. Be about 2 minutes. 1 moment. Hello, hello. Procedural rigging is what really interests me. If I get that down, I would be very happy. I know that last year's one of the Blender talks was about using geometry nodes for rigging, or to combining geometry nodes and rig. And I think there is a branch of Blender that is working on that. By the way, Sam, the shape key banner down there, did you write your own Blender add-on? It's more of a script. It's not an add-on. Though I probably could package it up as one eventually, and potentially I will uh, turn it into an add-on. Right now, it's just a simple script, though. It's really exciting. I love geometry nodes. It's coming. It's coming. I mean, hard to tell. I mean, didn't they put geometry nodes on the back burner recently? It's a little sad. Just how it go. I just like these. For now, we'll do it. Now we'll link them. All right. Take these. I want them kind of right there. Indeed, coffee for me as well. Here, cheers. Bonk. This is what a bunch of random people on this mug. Coffee cheers. I messed this one up. I'm just gonna remake the little edge there. Cheers. I see you made a shape key video on YouTube. Definitely got to check that out. Setting up shape keys from bone poses is something that always confused me, especially when exporting to game engines is involved too. Uh, so it's not too bad at all. So basically, when you have a mesh with a rig, you can pose it. And when you have it posed, all your modifiers, many of your modifiers, have this option um, right here in the little drop down on the modifier to save as a shape key. So that's basically what I'm doing. I just made a little script to automate that, but all it's doing is going to specific frames of your animation, which you can customize, and then it'll hit save it as shape key, and then it also names that shape key. But generally, this is what it's targeting. Um, and there's a few other modifiers like that, like displace and the hook modifier both have the option to save their distortion as a shape key. Save the distortion. But the extra face bones from auto rig won't mess up the rig for VRChat then. Um, once almost all VRChat avatars only use shape keys for facial animation. So you can keep your facial bones. Auto rig Pro will actually remove a lot of the facial bones for you and all the extra bones for control rig and stuff. Auto rig Pro is going to get rid of those. And then you can also choose to have only certain bones export. I can't remember how you do that on the FBX export settings, but without AutoRig Pro, it's also possible. Then the other thing, the but you can create a rig with bones if you want, but it's a little more. It's not quite the way VRChat has set up. Oh, I see. Thanks, but if they won't mess anything up, might as well just leave them in. Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, if you're not animating those bones, then they won't move and they won't mess up anything. See if we can get them like a slightly cooler shape. I take this, put a cursor here, grab this, deselect these ones, go to edit, say circle. That's okay. I say thanks, but no, I read. I like the point look. Excuse me. Looks like Gumroad's YouTube player actually works again. Yay! Thank you. You can actually embed Sketchfab images on your Gumroad. I think this looks good. We'll leave it there. Okay. Yeah, it's you have to go to the embed URL and copy the link to your Sketchfab page there. It's just hard to. It's so funny because you can't use their. It's like, oh, give us the Sketchfab URL, but you have to go specifically to the embed URL. So if you try to do it and you run into trouble, just reach out. I'll show you. I mean, maybe I'll make a tutorial. Okay, that looks cool. Now we just need to adjust our chain. Because as it turns out, it's now off the chain. Oh, 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 oh. Also, I hope I'm not being rude when I refer to you by your first name. No, not at all. I don't care if it's true, but I've heard some people consider that rude in American culture. No, I don't mind at all. I would, well, actually, in the past, a lot of people did refer to me by my last name, um, Detter. Uh, but no, either way is fine. had a little diamond that was floating here. Don't know where it went. It's got to be one of these, right? Yeah, it is. There it is. So we'll switch the shrink wrap to here. We can do that. And take the hook. I'm going on a business trip. Got G to G. See you later, Zoom. Enjoy your trip. See ya next fall. Floaty wispy chain. Can't go wrong there. Okay. There we go. Not quite done sculpting. Now what we need to create is the teeth and tongue. No longer off the chain. Firmly on the chain. Get two. Get this back. Very cool. All right. Then I'm going to duplicate this. Select this object. Vibes. So cool. I feel like there should be something around the edge of these here. What it should be, but I like it should have something. So we're going to make a plane. We'll do a plane. second, yeah. Sorry about that, everyone. Just had to say hi to some family that was here. Um, hello, hello. I'm back. Also, have my coffee. All right, I want to start the read apology, so I'm going to do that because I keep thinking about it and I keep wanting to do it. So we're going to hop around a little bit. No worries, family. Family is numero uno. Numero uno. Oh, it's pre-topo. Get it? Pre-topo. Huh, can I not put a collection instance in it? Oh, I probably can't put it in the same collection. That makes sense. Can't put it inside itself. Okay. I was watching the shape key script tutorial in the meantime. Well, good. I might as well do it. And we'll add a circle of 8. Subdivide and shrinky wrap on the bottom. Kind of smart to use the animation timeline, to be honest. It's a nice container to store information. Keep everything all organized. Oh, so I like the 69 because I'm a child. I gotta enjoy the jokes. Live for the jokes. That's what I'm about. Is it an add-on or a blend file? I'm not familiar with the scripting tab. Oh, so for the Blender shape key thing, it's you have a text editor window. So if I open up just another window and go in here and open up text editor, and then you just put the script in there. You just drag and drop it, and you run the script here. Like if I have a file, I have a play button here, run the script, or you can use the hotkey. But I have the video in the Gumroad does go over just kind of general usage and stuff. Good, good, perfect. Leave that there. Weird how Windows flags behind flags Blender 4.1. Windows. Fucking Windows. Still upset my computer's crashing so often. My Chrome has been flagging a lot of files too lately. Are they safe? Are they safe? Excuse me. I think a friend of mine actually uses that spell book. Hey, that's cool. That's good to hear. They better be safe. That's been my most popular asset by far. The spell book. I need to do a redo of it at some point. Just give it like a little upgrade. But yeah, that people like the spell book. People like the spell. What is out there? What's the pointy normal beam thingy? Oh, that's because I have the align rotation to target on with my snapping. So if I turn that off, you won't see it. It doesn't technically matter for for a vertex, but it is cool to see if you want to turn it on. Gonna shine the laser in your eye. Anyway, um, 2, 3, 4, bam. Going to go ahead and mark this sharp. This sharp. There we go. Much better. What next? Next, we want to close up the groin here. Into the crevice. Into the crevice. Point 6, 0. Yeah. Boom. I guess I can just close this whole thing up. So let's take this. 6 E 0. No. Oh. Why is it so messed up? It's like flying all over the place. God damn. Alright, there we go. Oh, I see. I have to do check individual elements for this. That's why. Close that. Close this. 1, 2, 3. Bam. And just close the grid fill. Grid fill. Awesome. And we'll slice this face right here. in order to get the blending noise. Okay. Then we take the back, do the same thing. 6, 6, 0. And 4. Pretty good. Let's duplicate. Apply. Oh, by the way, I remember you looking for an assistant. Did you find any? I was working with someone for a brief period of time. Um, I might put some more thought into. I don't think I'd get an assistant again, at least at the moment, unless work really, really picked up, or there was some project that was able to facilitate that. Um, but I am thinking a lot about more products, so I may hire people for smaller tasks at some point. Not anytime soon, but it's something I want to return to. Able to make a studio or something. I actually have been thinking a lot about how um, like what I can make. Like I should try to make some things that are a little bit, I don't know, flashier. Something that um like some animations or something. Try to drum up some larger project. Um, I don't know. Idle thoughts for now. What? More that's the interior edge. So we'll over right into the butt crack. Should be it. Extrude, shrink. Get rid of this side here. Run some cuts. Close up the butt. Duplicate, apply. Good morning, Wendy. Hello. I was wondering. Oh, sorry, let me back up. 2,095 exhibitors have applied for a VCAT. Are you one of them? I am not. I am not one of 2,000 exhibitors. Wow. Oh, goodness. I was wondering, do you use a software for anything special to keep track of your commissions? Things like paid/unpaid, refund clock deadlines, etc. I use Trello. Um, Trello is generally what I use for actual like task management, and then Google Calendar is my main calendar, and then PayPal's for anything invoicing, financing, and tracking money and stuff like that. Um, so I guess I have a few things. There's not like one solution that I use. Um, absolutely, absolutely. I guess I do use just if there's any sort of finances I do need to track, it would be a Google document, like an Excel sheet, something. can't say I am the best at keeping track of tasks and things like that. So I have more to figure out in that regard for myself as well. Or perhaps it's better to say that that's something I'll always have to be fine tuning. That would maybe maybe AI secretary assistant. Give me that. Seen some artists have public Trello boards for their clients to see their status in the queue. That is definitely something I've considered doing. Right now, the only reason I don't is because I have like personal information on the Trello boards, or some of the information I gather I put into that, so I don't. Not ready to be public yet. But I think that's probably the right way to go. It's a future. There we go. And then back to YouTube. Retopo. Retopo. Let's delete the cap here. I don't know how I feel about doing that. Well, I feel like it depends on how you want to be accountable. I don't have enough clients where I feel like that's truly necessary. Like a lot of those like 2D artists where they do a lot of smaller commissions, like they have a queue of 20 people at a time. I usually never have more than 3, so not too familiar with Google Calendar other than it popping up Facebook friends that I haven't known in years' birthday on my desktop every so often. Lomo. I mostly just use it to go like, oh, these 2 weeks should be for this commission, and then these in the next 2 weeks. So I'm really only ever looking out like a month at a time. It's a little tough doing like freelance because I think a lot of times my instinct has been to be like, okay, in a year I want to be like at this stage, and I'll like try to put like a deadline to like I'll try to use deadlines for relatively nebulous goals, and that gets a little tricky. That definitely is probably not the best way to approach it. I think be a lot of issues with that. Public Trello is super useful for commission batches. Really satisfying. Yeah, Namra's made a avatar recently for their partner Goo. And also does drawings as well. There, yeah, if you go to the Discord, there's a Not Safe Work Creator channel. Correct, correct. You have to go to you have to assign yourself the role, which I added recently. Hello, Sebastian Brewis. Welcome to the stream. What mode is this? I only know the mode where you put 2D images behind the model. So this view that I'm seeing here is in this viewport overlay. So we're just in edit mode. But you have the retopology shading here. They added this relatively recently. And it's great. It's awesome. Yeah. When I'm doing retopo, a lot of times when I'm in edit mode, I use that. That's very nice. It's very nice. Um, Other than that, it's just edit mode. Also, hello, Sebastian. Welcome. I have an artist friend that recently had someone in their DM saying, I know you have your price on your trail and everything, but as soon as I go to the page, I get so bored, blah, blah, blah. So they added Subway Surfers and Minecraft parkour gifts on their Lamau. That's fine. Mildly concerning that someone openly admitted that they're too bored to make it to something they want. um, I want that thing, but I can't make it to the end of a form. Their whole problem out. Fair. Thanks. Absolutely, Sebastian. Hope you're having a fantastic, what's today? Wednesday. And now we'll close up these loops here. So this. I should still mark some of these sharp. So we can see our squares that we're making. Oh! Excuse me. They kept asking for price, starting their sentence with "not to be rude," Brett proceeds to be rude. Guessing your Nami and the server's Namis. Yes. I didn't even know that retopology shading was an option. I've still been using the Draw X-ray add-on for retopology. It's pretty recent. It's relatively brand new compared to some of the features in Blender. Who knows? Retopology is all about making squares. All about making squares. This is why it's great to watch other people use Blender. There's always some weird thing you never know, never knew. Absolutely. Um, I don't know if anyone saw my repost on Twitter of Cade. Cade posted some recent uh, Unity stuff they discovered for VRChat avatars. Very, very helpful. Both this model and the Pyromancer you're working on have so many details to them. You've been doing amazing pulling these off back to back, Sam. Thank you, Namrus. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. Feels good. Yeah, I think the leveling up. Like Kate post made me feel so dumb, Lamau. I mean, Kate was saying in that post, or just in the replies and stuff, like Kate's been using Unity for years and just recently discovered it. So that made me feel a little relieved, you know. But that's the thing about digital art. You if no one shows you, then you don't know. That's the tough part. You can find drawings, but I like the cute white creature avatar you made. Oh, well, it links to their Twitter, I believe. I think is why they posted it there. Um, Well, I think we all felt a little dumb. Unity has a way of doing that to you. Fuck you, Unity. Here's something you know and love. Now, it will make you feel pain. Okay, so now I've marked all the different quads. So if anyone's reviewing this later, they can see how I put it together. This is in the age-restricted art chat. Unity! Oh, that's right. Like, what is that thumbnail? That emote. Oh, I made that emote. Who did that? Was I? There we go. Okay, things are looking good on character here. And then I would like to have this part here. And here. 1, 2, 3. Could also just connect directly here. Bridge might as well. Unfortunately, I can't access Twitter since I don't have an account, but neat work on Discord. So your subscriber badge to be the cool S and need to add the magic faster loading finger waggle as an animated emote. Slow-mo. Oh yeah, look, wait, look. It's S for Sam. Sam. Also, I guess I'm a not safe work creator now. You've made it. You've reached the true goal. Any artist. Bam. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's 4 as well. Finger waggle has subliminal messaging all along. I see you. You're on to me. I guess I could connect this in a circle. No. We'll connect them in a loop this way. 1, 2, 3. Oh, let's do this. Bridge. March. Mark. Sharp. Say I'm gonna hit a Power Ranger pose, finger waggle, and then summon a mech. I can see it now. I'm gonna assault your mind with subliminal messages. Be right back, guys. Fun. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Had to say goodbye to my mom. Kabar, hello, welcome. Welcome, Kabar. Welcome to the stream. Stream. We will bridge that, but we will not merge. We will not merge. Only faces, please. Albin, the video should be playable in Discord if you really wanted to see. I think they're interested in seeing your drawings as well. That was my understanding. Or actually, I'm gonna close these. You can see how the smart eyes. You're fine. Text can be. I firmly believe, and I will say this till I die. Communication is the hardest thing to do. Communication's messy, especially text online. Messy. Interesting. I guess I could connect them there. Half of them. Don't really want to do that. The smartest. More like a artist. Boom. Boom. Begin screen. You're gonna say that as soon as I saw Corin's message. That's what I am. I'm a artist. Interesting. I don't like this here. This. There. Um, I do like connecting those there. Yeah. Then we just connect these to here. There we go. Oh no. Are you making shark press? or do you like doing it this way for yourself? Basically, it does help me keep track of the chunks I want to connect. Um, but it will help people review it later as well. Lurking for a bit. Assume you're going to ending for lunch pretty soon anyway. Telehealth appointment in a little bit. Well, good. Hope your telehealth appointment goes well. And yes, I most likely will be stopping the stream after I finish the face here. We'll go to lunch. Good old lunchtime. Well, shrink that, snap it. Close. Merge. Boom. That actually works really nicely. We'll need a lot more resolution right here in the cheek. And the best way to do that is what? We need more resolution. I think we'll bring this down this way. This that way. That's the plan. That's the plan. No. I have a friend that uses the ReTopoFlow add-on for Blender. It seems cool and all when he uses it, but I feel like the built-in modeling tools are fast for me. Have you tried anything like that? I have used ReTopoFlow, and it is free actually. There's a free GitHub you can download it from. It's decent. I think my only main issue with it is that you can't use it while you're in edit mode. And I think in one of the recent updates, they are bringing the tools from ReTopoFlow into edit mode. And if that's the case, then I do think it is worth getting. Because yeah, it really annoyed me that I have all these hotkeys and stuff that I use regularly, and that I can't use those things in Blender, and just because I'm using ReTopoFlow. That seemed a little silly to me. No, if I do this, it'll come up that way. It would have to be a bevel. I'm going to go all the like this. Scooch that over. Scooch this over. One, two, three. Awesome. Okay. 1, 2, 4. And no merge. All right. Awesome. My cover is blown. I can no longer lurk in silence. Well, welcome. Welcome. to non-lurk mode. I love it had all the same hotkeys exactly. When you make models with switchable clothing, do you keep the nude body underneath and lock the clothes onto the bones? Or do you merge them with the body and remove the nude body underneath? And if so, does merging them break the shape keys? Um, Usually I have a full body underneath the clothing, and I use Poyomi's UV tile discarding to turn sections on and off, or I use object toggles. Because you can have multiple meshes parented to the same armature, but they'll be separate objects. So you can turn off the clothing, pants, etc. With just the object toggle. And then the Poyomi tile discard lets you turn off sections of a mesh, like target sections of a mesh. So you can do stuff like when the shirt's on, it turns off the body underneath the shirt. Sam, you have a typo on your commission page. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, lol. Uh-oh. What's my typo? um, so usually I have all the mesh there, and I just toggle things off. Because I think for a quest version, I will get to actually delete the mesh underneath the body. As for shape keys, it really is easy to you can very easily break your shape keys. That's why I like saving them into an animation and using my shape key baker. But merging things and deleting things should keep them. So you can merge objects, keep the shape keys, and then delete things. But shape keys are fragile. You can do it. That doesn't mean it's always going to be easy to do. I'm going to delete these here. There we go. Now these will connect with the eye. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, that should work. Come straight up, connect with the eye. And, well, yeah. So dissolve these. Bring this forward. That. What about something with its own shape keys that lies on top of other shape keys, like say a beard? If you have an object with um, if two objects with shape keys, when you merge them, it'll still keep all of the shape keys and refer to just as meshes. So you'll still keep all your shape keys. If they have the same names, they'll be merged. But if they have separate names, then you'll still have all your different shape keys. Or say you have like a for the shirt and the body, you have a breast slider. You're using a shape key for that. If they have the same name, then they'll move together, uh, even when they're joined. So on the last line, too easy to miss. Just wanted to let you know so you can fix it. I look forward to applying for a commission. Absolutely, Ben. I appreciate that. Well, I'll definitely keep an eye out for your commission, and I'll take a look at the typo. I am looking forward to hearing from you and discussing your avatar. I'm looking forwarding. Gotcha. Looking forward. Yeah. Okay. I read that, and it didn't actually register at first as an error. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Website. Commission me. I would like to edit this. Bam. Save. All right. Fixed. Yeah, hopefully that answers your question, Alvin. And again, shape keys can just not be very fun to work with. Three. Solve that one. And now we have a grid. Well, have you done a Minecraft style avatar before? No, I have not, but I would feel quite confident in taking on a Minecraft themed character. It would generally be an easier type of avatar to make, just because it's a box, a lot of box modeling. Definitely something I'd feel comfortable taking on. I want these to connect here. That way these loops go straight around the head. I like that. It's consistent. RTX on Minecraft Steve with sculpted wrinkles. Oh my god. Kill me! Kill me! Why won't you die? Cut there. And then we can close here. This one to this one. That way, I can run all this geometry up there. 1, 2, 3. Boom. That all goes in there. Merge these. Beautiful. Let me back up a little bit. Because these are really far away. Move it closer. Okay. Didn't know you could always merge meshes with shape keys though. Like in my experience, you always break if any vertex ID changes, which often happens when you merge two meshes and increase the overall vertex count. Um, the for shape keys in particular, I think it reorders the indexes, the IDs when you merge objects with shape keys. Not 100% sure on that, but I think that's what it's doing. Over. Whole front section here. It'd be really nice if we had this. And then Now we've got all this extra resolution. Ooh, that's... No, that's right. Looks weird, but it works. Okay. Duplicate, and we're just going to smooth that out. Get it all spaced out nicely. Resolution in there, in that melon. I think what we'll do is save the nose. Go back here. That way we can merge the middle one. We do want to keep and run a cut here. To close. There we get a little bit more resolution right on the tip of the nose. Everything else is good. All right. Okay, this is a good point for me to end it. And the first stream of the day, I'm going to go get some food, relax a little, and I'll be back pretty soon for a second session of the day. I think we'll be able to get 80% of the retopology done today. We won't get to UV mapping, but we could probably get almost everything UV mapped, or retopoed. We'll get into UV mapping tomorrow. But still another session. For anyone new here, again, I will be back very soon. Definitely hit that follow and subscribe if you are interested in seeing more. And if you're interested in reviewing my process, I will be putting together a playlist for my work for this avatar later. So you'll be able to review any of the processes I make for this avatar. So definitely keep that in mind. Ben Clam, see you then. Sounds good. See you then. Never see you later. I will. See you later as well. And have a nice break. I will have a good one. Thank you. I'll see you all very soon. Much love, y'all. Catch you in just a little while. Try to catch a second stream, but not sure if I can. Either way, have a good one. Same to you, Corn. Enjoy your day. Bye, everyone. Bye. Bye. Looking forward to the process video. Sounds good, Alvin. We'll catch you then.